Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Off the Record with
Judah
and Kirk. And today we're talking about
Project Hail Mary, baby.
We are so excited to talk about this. We just watched it a couple of days ago now.
Yeah.
And I literally cannot stop thinking about it. I'm listening to the soundtrack all the time.
Same twin.
So, you know,
it's absolutely excellent.
That gives you some of our opinions straight off the bat.
Yeah.
It's good.
I think this is the first movie. Is this the first movie we've covered? Technically second, because we did Captain America way back last year, old videos. But I think this is the second movie we've covered on this channel.
Superman and Fantastic Four.
Oh, crap. I completely forgot about that.
And Star Trek, the motion picture.
Wait. This is the first This is the
first movie that's not like part of some massive universe or some like IP that's been out there for a long time or anything like that. Like this is the first kind of more out there production that we have covered.
Yeah.
And I mean it's really good.
It's very fantastic. Yeah, this movie was released this year in 2026 AD, if you're wondering. It's directed by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, who are fantastic. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, the Spider-Verse movies, the Lego movies.
Yep.
They're excellent. It's written by Drew Goddard and Andy Weir. Mm-hmm. Both fantastic. They do a bang-up job. And it stars Ryan Gosling, Sandra Huller, and James Ortiz. And it really just stars Ryan Gosling.
And obviously it's based off of the book written by Andy Weir.
Yes. And
Andy Weir also wrote The Martian and the Spectre or something like that? Not Spectre.
Oh, the other thing he's doing?
There's another book that he wrote that's entirely based on the moon.
Artemis.
No.
Yeah, it's called Artemis.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Well, that's the mission that we just launched.
Yeah, in the lunar city of Artemis.
Well, that is potentially also having a movie based off of it, but that's a book that he's written as well.
Yes.
So great sci-fi writer.
Yeah. Absolutely excellent. So this movie, I didn't really know what to go in expecting at all. Yeah. I knew it was Ryan Gosling, so I knew I was going to love it because that is my man crush, if you couldn't tell.
And usually he's in actually good productions as well.
That's true. I don't think there's a movie he's been in that's below like a 7 on any, like a 7 out of 10 or a 70% or whatever. I think he's pretty good at picking what he does.
Yes.
So I knew that. I also knew it was in space. That was what I knew about it.
We do like sci-fi, so.
And I left the theater. And I was amazed. Amazed. It was fantastic.
Massive thumbs down.
Yeah, massive thumbs down. Lots of thumbs down. The soundtrack was excellent. Ryan Gosling's acting was phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
The way the story structure worked with present, problems and flashing back
starting
and forth.
in medias res.
Yes, it was really well done. Spoiler alert. We're going to talk about spoilers a little bit.
Yeah.
Rocky. I guess he's not really a spoiler because he's part of a marketing campaign, but I knew nothing about this movie going in, and so he was a complete surprise to me.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I did have some high expectations going in, but they weren't like they were still fairly high, but were exceeded. Like I was kind of regretting as I walked into the theater how high my expectations were for this movie because I had heard it was so good, and I was regretting that because I was thinking there's no way it'll actually meet those expectations, and I'm going to be a little disappointed coming out of it. Nope. If you walk in expecting perfection, you will be underwhelmed.
You will get absolutely
overwhelmed.
Rocky.
You will be excited.
Yes.
It is better than perfect.
It's phenomenal.
It's so good.
It was engaging. It was tense. It made me laugh. I almost cried like almost 3 times.
Yeah.
The music, again, soundtrack, shout out the soundtrack. I was not expecting this to be like the top 5 movie soundtracks of all time.
For sure.
Like up there with Baby Driver and Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
It really
is. It is great.
It complements everything so well. Not only the songs that are, like we've got the Beatles in there, we've got Harry Styles in there.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, really. So not only do those songs actually complement what's happening on screen so well, but even just the instrumentals are just amazing. Like they fit perfectly. As Andy Weir said in an interview with somebody, or it may have been the Wired one or something like that, that I please pull this up, Judah. Who made the soundtrack?
Who made the soundtrack? I'm about to do that.
But whoever that is did not try to steal the stage, steal the spotlight, is what Weir said. That this person really understood that his role was just to complement everything, to enhance it all, to bring more emotion into the scene.
Daniel Pemberton. He also does the Spider-Verse soundtracks.
Yes. So, if you've seen those movies.
Yeah, excellent as well.
Yeah. So, not trying to like steal the spotlight with the music. Like, there are a lot of movies that are quite good movies, but the soundtrack in them can kind of take away from it a little bit. It's kind of reminiscent of if you've seen Interstellar. I think that this is better than Interstellar.
It is.
But I also think that the soundtrack is better than Interstellar.
It is.
But the Interstellar soundtrack is really good for a lot of the same reasons. It complements. It does not overwhelm what's happening on screen. When you need some epic orchestral moment, then orchestral? I don't know where the emphasis on that would be. When you have a moment like that, it's there and it's loud and it's proud and you can really heal it and feel it. But it's still only a compliment. And it's the same thing for this, right? Yeah. So good. Amazing soundtrack.
Yes.
I cannot stop listening to it.
It is fantastic.
I would ask for help, but I don't want to stop listening to it.
He has a problem, but his only answer is more soundtrack.
It's a good problem to have.
Soundtrack's great. The visuals, like, I don't know. I heard reports that there's a lot of practical, a lot of models. Yes. Like, there's not a lot of green screen, or there's no green screen. There's only blue screen stuff and CG stuff.
So there is no green screen. I don't know that there's even blue screen. They puppet, about half of the scenes are directly puppeted Rocky. And in those, the people, the puppeteers of Rocky in those scenes are just wearing full black suits, basically. Not suit, but they're in full black. And so obviously there is some CG stuff happening with that. Obviously there's some CG stuff happening with all the outer space scenes, and there were a number of spacewalks in this and things like that. So lots of CGI use, but no AR wall, no green screen. I don't even think blue screen or anything like that. It's just on a natural set, and then they do all the post-processing to the natural set. And practicals, again, about half of the scenes with Rocky are practical. The other half are CG, but they created a little mini Rocky, and they still did a lot of the motions so that it could be kind of recreated in CG when they did have to do something CGI. So great in that, just using physical objects. So Ryan Gosling is acting to stuff that's there. The only scene that I know he wasn't acting to something that was actually there is the Petrova line coming out of that one planet that has the microbes on it, which this is getting into a little bit of spoiler territory. But there is this one planet, and they're doing this thing on this planet, and if you've seen the movie, which if you're 7, almost 8 minutes into this and you haven't seen the movie, please stop right now.
Right now.
Yes, you cannot continue.
Go buy a ticket.
Go watch the movie. But for the rest of you, you'll know what scene I'm talking about, and it's just such a beautiful scene. And Gosling's just out in space, or I guess Grace. Grace is just out in space, and all of these what are they called? The astrophage.
Yeah.
All these astrophage are like surrounding him, and
it's beautiful.
Such a good scene. That is the only scene I know in the movie where Gosling is not acting with something that he can see. Yeah. So that one, he's just having to kind of imagine it himself. But in the moment, they do have like this IR filter essentially on the camera lens, and so everybody else can see in real time as they're recording what it's supposed to look like, what it came out to look like when we watched it.
Yeah.
But Gosling's the only one that couldn't. And he did a really good job with that. But still, even despite the fact that clearly he can act very, very well and powerfully when he doesn't have something to interact with in front of him, they still do have him mostly interacting with physical objects.
Yeah.
Like a practical Rocky.
It's so dope. And I want to dig into the acting here, because our main character of Grace is so interesting because he's such a reluctant protagonist. Like that's exactly what he is. And it's so interesting, the contrasting of, we get the flashbacks, we get the build up to how this all happened, right? Versus how he is in the present, how decisive, and like he's heroic. Like the thing about him being brave, right? That's a real thing. It's so interesting that we get the flip side. We get before, he has to be this character. We get, he's a smart guy, but he doesn't move the boat. He thinks he's just a teacher. He thinks he's not really anything. He doesn't think he's gonna have any impact. And I don't know. Fantastic acting on Ryan Gosling's part, because we get the both sides of that.
Yeah.
And also just well written. Like, it is so well written. Like, this is the same character, but it's two different facets of him.
Yep.
It's excellent.
Yeah, because I think one of the things that we saw is during all of the flashback scenes where he's remembering stuff, he doesn't really have anything to, like, save humanity for, you know? Like, he likes being a teacher, and that is a big important thing that is wrapped up. But yeah, he doesn't have a family, he doesn't have kids of his own, he doesn't, there's nobody that he would necessarily care to risk his life for, just, for the sake of humanity. But then as we go through the film and we get introduced to Rocky and they become close friends and, eventually they have to depart and take the Talmiba to their respective planets to save the world. And then he realizes that Rocky's not going to be able to make it back. And that's when, in this moment, he does have something to risk everything for. His friend.
He does.
And so he goes and he does that. It's the same character, except before he, didn't necessarily care to, risk his life for anything because he didn't have any reason to. But now he does have a reason to, and so he's going to.
Yeah. It's excellent. It's excellently done. I mean, obviously I could get into, like, Christ coded, but, like, it's just well written. It has beautiful imagery. Andy Weir's fantastic in writing. Ryan Gosling's fantastic in acting. The Lord and Miller do a bang up job directing. Again, practicals. The soundtrack, Daniel Pemberton. This is just an objectively great movie, right? And this is the first time.
This is one of the greatest movies of all time.
Yeah, this is the first time in maybe 5 years where I'm just walking out of the theater and being like,
that was good.
Yeah, I don't have to qualify it was good. I don't have to say it's some bias of mine. It's why it's good. I don't have to be like, well, objectively, it's a 7 out of 10, but in my personal taste, it's 9. I mean, I can say that this is like.
I haven't come out of the theater with notes on it either.
Yeah, I don't
like. It's not like, oh, it was really, really good. There was this one thing in there that wasn't as great, but it was really, really good. No, it was just perfect.
Phenomenal.
I do not have notes.
Yeah.
No notes.
No notes whatsoever at all. And I would love to see literally all of the people that are involved in this project. I'd love to see what they're going to do next. I'm going to read the book now. I think we're both going to read the book.
Absolutely.
That's probably summer reading right there. And we might even start covering books because of this movie because we're going to read the book for it.
Well, we were kind of already planning on doing that, but yeah, it might have to be the inaugural one.
Yeah, it might have to be the
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know, it's just amazing. And I haven't, like, I've been satisfied with theater experiences. I haven't been satisfied with the movie I've seen in a theater, right?
Yeah.
In a long time. And I'm so glad.
The most recent one that's even remotely like this was Markiplier's Iron Lung.
Yeah.
Now, with that, I do have notes. It wasn't perfect. I do have to qualify a couple of things about it when I say that it's good. But also, like, it was pretty good. It was quite a good movie, especially for, like, what it was. Of just, like, this one guy is basically the only actor in it. Similarities. This one guy has basically funded the entire thing. And, it's just a small-scale production. And it was really good. But I do have notes on it. But it's the closest thing to it. That was quite good. I did leave the theater experience very positively from that. That was also, like, an exception. Yeah. And I'm very excited, though, that we have had 2 movies like that kind of in a row now. Because potentially it's a sign that we'll start getting more of these. Or potentially it's just a blip on the radar, and we'll go back to horrible things like Starfleet Academy. Is right. Watch our video on that if you haven't.
Yeah.
It's probably the last thing we posted. I don't remember. But, that happened. And, again, this movie was just so good. There have been a couple of other experiences in my life that have been similar.
Yeah.
Again, with Iron Lung being kind of similar.
Kind of similar.
I need the like a director's cut of this.
Yes.
Because they cut at least an hour. So it was just a little over 2 hours, I believe, in the final cut that we saw on IMAX, by the way.
Which was the way to see it.
You have to. But I think there was about an hour more, or like 3.5 hours or something like that total of director's cut that was more accurate to the book. Not that this wasn't accurate to the book, because it was completely accurate and completely faithful to the book. It just didn't include as much because film versus 600 pages, there's gonna be some things. But there were 2 scenes in particular that they said they had done a lot of work on, but they decided that they had to cut, which was from the book So again, spoilers. This is, if you don't know what happens in the book, but you still have watched the movie, you don't necessarily know this. So there are spoilers coming. But in the book, you have two scenes that were also going to be in the movie originally, and that is nuking Antarctica to to cause global warming,
which is great
because the globe was cooling, and so it was going to buy them just a couple more years, a decade, 2 decades maybe, of extra time. Then the other one was completely covering the entire Sahara in farms, in astrophage farms, to create more of this stuff for, potentially future missions, or even just to get the 2 million kilograms that they need for this mission. Or I haven't read the book, so I don't know exactly what that was about, but I knew that there was a large scene for that as well. And so those two things are just some of the examples of what was in the book that was not in the movie, that could have been in the movie and was about to be in the movie, but they had to cut for time.
Yeah.
So we definitely want and need a director's cut. That will make so much money. Almost everyone who watched the regular
wants more,
will absolutely still pay to go to the IMAX again
and
see the extended edition.
Exactly. I mean, it happened with Lord of the Rings. It'll definitely happen with this.
And now this movie, so $250 million budget, that does not include any advertising or anything like that. You could probably safely add 50 to the top of that. So $300 million cost for this. It has passed that resoundingly. It passed 120, 130 in the first weekend. By the second weekend, which we watched second weekend, it had crossed the 250. Now we are closing in on the third weekend. As of recording this will go up in a couple of days now. But at the time of recording, we are coming up on the third weekend, and it has certainly passed all of the budget that was for.
Let me pull up the box office right now. All right, let's go.
I'd expect by now it's somewhere in the 350 range.
Yearly total gross.
Total and international. Let's include.
Oh yeah. That's probably should include international and worldwide. So I get both international. Project Hail Mary is at $330 million.
Yep.
Worldwide.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's about what I would expect by now. It's gonna stay in IMAX for probably a little while, if I'm being honest, and people are gonna still go watch it. I genuinely might go watch it again in IMAX.
It's worth it.
And try to get some better. We were sort of on the side of the theater, which was still an amazing experience. But I want to be in the perfect 2/3 back in the center. Mm-hmm. I want to be sitting there and watch this again, because oh my gosh, it was so good. But it's gonna make so much money.
It is.
It's gonna make an obscene amount of money, and then when it gets to streaming, wherever it gets to streaming, it's gonna make so much royalties there.
It is. It's fantastic.
This is one of the greatest movies of all time.
It is one. It's top 10 personally. I just watched it once and I'm like, this. I have to rearrange my movie ranking order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is insane.
We're gonna rate it.
Well, we've already said perfect.
Yeah. Well, you said perfect. Well, we can do numbers too.
If you say anything less than 9.9, I will hurt you.
I'm gonna say 9.8.
Is that just to piss me off?
It is. That's a joke. I think it's 11 out of 10.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. I don't have any notes.
Yeah.
At all. Things will be 9 out of 10, and I have a bunch of feedback on it. I don't have any feedback on this.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. It's great. It's objectively good. And I think there's a lesson that can be learned from Hollywood and anyone telling stories or in writing or whatever.
Yeah.
From this.
Yeah.
Of just make a good story.
Yep.
I'll
give it a perfect 10 out of 10. I would also say 11 out of 10 because it was better than perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, genuinely great. One thing that Weir said when he both was included in the directing of this, as well as I think he had a producer credit.
Yeah.
As well as obviously he wrote the book. And one thing that he said that was really cool is that he does not care about politics. He does not care about anything. He just wants to write a good story.
Yeah.
And that is all that matters, and that is all that he's going to do. And so he writes a good story, and it is in fact a good story, and everybody likes it. He said in this as well, he didn't even include any subtext, right? A lot of times you can watch something and, you can, if it's written for intelligent audiences, which everything should be written for intelligent audiences, because even if it's written well, and it's written for intelligent audiences can pick up on things and, feel rewarded for that. slightly less intelligent audiences can still just watch the great thing and just accept it as, straightforward as what it is, right? So you should always be writing for intelligent audiences. So he has done that. Intelligent audiences can pick up on some subtext.
Yes.
Like, I do not mind at all if there's a director or a writer or a producer or anybody out there who has the exact opposite opinion about everything on earth that I have to, like, an infinite degree.
Uh-huh.
You could not get more different than me.
Yeah.
If they write something, they write it really good. They, if it gets turned into a movie, right? All the production is done well. All the writing, again, is done well. If it's good, but it has the subtext in it that is completely the antithesis of anything I ever believe in. Yeah. I can still enjoy that movie, and I will still enjoy that movie 100%. And there are things that are out there that are kind of like that.
Yeah.
Maybe not literally the exact opposite of everything that I believe, but that do have some subtext in there that I'm like, oh, I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
But it's subtext. I can, first of all, still enjoy the movie as it is. I can feel rewarded for being able to pick up on some of that subtext, even if I disagree with it. And people can have then conversations and debates about that.
Yeah.
You can listen to podcasts about it. You can, hear people arguing online and debating, even in good faith.
Yeah.
That's great. He doesn't even do that. She didn't need to do that.
He didn't.
But I think that is a very respectful of the time that we are currently in, that he has done that. And it does certainly help the film. And yeah, he's just great.
He's excellent. Yeah. With that being said, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. I know this is the end of the video, but hit the subscribe button if you've made it this far. Hit the like button, hit the dislike button if you didn't like what we had to say today. Leave a comment with your thoughts on Project Hail Mary and any other Andy Weir books or anything else that he's worked on, because I know there's a bunch. With that being said, Kirk, give us a beverage shout out.
If you're just having a movie theater Coke.
Yeah, movie theater Coke. That's lovely.
Yeah. If you're watching this after you went to the theaters and you bought a Coke and you are holding that in your hand watching this video, listening to this video.
Yeah.
Massive shout out.
Massive shout out to you. You're a legend, King. All right, with that being said,
Or
good
queen.
morning. Or queen.
Gosh.
Or other.
Good morning.
Good evening.
And good night.
God bless.
Bye.